Remember the cop that shot and killed Daunte Wright during a traffic stop? That officer's name was Kim Potter. Kim Potter was found guilty of first-degree and second-degree manslaughter back in December. Yesterday, Kim Potter was sentenced to 2 years in prison. She got the lightest sentence. Her sentence was so light, I'm surprised it didn't float. It floated out of the judge's mouth. It just floated up into the air. Manslaughter 1 and 2 calls for 7 to 15. 7 was the low end. The judge gave her 2. And in Minnesota, you only do like 80% of your time or something. So after 16 months, Kim will go into a halfway house. And I don't know if you noticed or not, because you may be confused. Daunte Wright never gets to come back because he is dead. And dead is a life sentence. The judge was a blubbering, blabbering, blithering mess on the stand. Now, I didn't get that wrong. The judge was a blabbering, blithering mess on the stand.
Is a quality of character that can change the world. Officer Kimberly Potter was trying to do the right thing. Of all the jobs in public service, police officers have the most difficult one. They must make snap decisions under tense, evolving, and ever-changing circumstances. They risk their lives every single day in public service. Officer Potter made a mistake that ended tragically. She never intended to hurt anyone. Her conduct cries out for a sentence significantly below the guidelines. Okay, thank you.
Okay. That doesn't sound like a judge. That sounds like a witness for the defense. Sorry, Judge, are you the defense witness now? Is that what you are? Because that doesn't sound like a judge. In fact, I've never heard a judge crying about some shit this person did. It's almost as if Kim Potter's the victim. No, you got it wrong, Judge. You've been taking the happy pills. That's what it is. You've been taking them happy pills. You think Daunte's the one on trial and Kim Potter is deceased. No, it's the other way. She killed him. No, she didn't mean to kill him. That's what manslaughter is. It's no forethought. It wasn't intentional. We know that. The sentencing guidelines said 7 to 15. I think you said 2. I got to get my ears checked. Because that don't make any sense at all. Regina Chu is a cop apologist of the highest order. Cops risk their lives. Every day cops risk their lives. They got the hardest job in the world. Hey, why don't you just give her money? I tweeted this out. You might as well just give her a couple $1 million as well to go along with all the love you're showing her. Why are we even doing this? It's up to Regina. Chill, we wouldn't even had a trial. Who needs a trial? She didn't mean to do it, so what the hell? I bet if Kim Potter blew a big ass hole in her son's heart and killed his ass, she'd find a way to hold a little bit of integrity for the law. Just a little bit. She wouldn't be like, who cares? I'm so broken up. It's like she wanted to give her tickets to go on a cruise to Barbados instead of jail time. you guys remember the Kim Potter who came into court? This is Kim Potter's face after killing Daunte Wright. Yeah, hard job. Hard job. Yeah, she's so broken up about it after taking a young man's life. Yeah, she was so broken up. This on the other side, that's the after. That's Kim Potter thinking she might get time. That's the same woman.
Officer Kimberly Potter was trying to do the right thing.
She was trying to do the right thing. She didn't though, did she? You know, some things you gotta get right. This is one of those things, one of those jobs, you gotta get it right. You can't accidentally kill people's sons, boyfriends, dads. And then people go, hey, well, she didn't mean to, so. You think the other way around it would have went that way for Daunte Wright if he had killed her? He'd be like, no, I didn't mean to. Do you think this judge would be like, hey, it's hard being a black kid? Should have been like, oh, the sentencing guidelines say. There's been countless lawsuits where someone does something that didn't mean to do it and they're begging for their lives. And the judge might give the minimum of the requirement. Sometimes they don't even give the minimum of the requirement. This judge went so far below the minimum. Kim Potter will be in jail for 16 months. Some say Kim Potter got such a light sentence because she's white. But Daunte Wright's mother is also white. So it's because she's a cop. Because she's a white female cop, maybe. There's more going on than just color.
My shattered heart has been on display for almost a year now, and I have to live in this nightmare, watching my son shot and killed over and over again. The defendant will be here to watch her sons marry, have children, buy a house, start a family. For me, every day, I could only hope to wake up and see Daunte walk through the door and watch him play with his son, mess with his sisters, laugh with his brothers. A hope that's never gonna come true. Your Honor, I'm asking you to hold the defendant to the highest accountability. She was a person of authority who betrayed her badge. Not only when she shot Daunte, but when she rolled around on the ground crying for herself. I'm going to prison. I shot a boy. Call Chuck, her union rep. When she should have fact said, please go save him. How is he doing? Is he okay? Please help him. She didn't even try, Your Honor. She didn't try to save him. You should have done better. Your Honor, I'm stuck with 3 questions I ask myself. How do you show remorse when you're smiling in your mugshot after being sentenced to manslaughter? After taking my son's life? How do you say you're sorry with no tears? How much time is my son's life worth? Daunte, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mrs. Wright. And Mr. Aubrey Wright, please come forward.
After Katie Wright gave her victim impact statement, Judge Chu didn't cry, didn't get choked up. Took it like a champ. So it's the blue. It's the blue. The judge also says some stuff like, I got all these letters from all these people who said Kim Potter was a great person. And, you know, what the, yo, okay, great. What's that got to do with this? I wonder what they would say if she killed their son. I wonder if they still would have wrote that letter about how great Kim Potter is if she accidentally killed their son. Because that's what We have to look at the victim as well. We can't just look at the person going to jail and go, oh. If that's the case, I got arguments for all the black people in jail. I'm sure there's a story for everyone. But you wouldn't care to hear that story, would you? Regina Chu. 2 years? 16 months? I've had bad days that lasted longer than 16 months. She literally killed someone. You can't say you killed someone. It's just like, well, sometimes you have a bad day, Johnson. She just had a bad day. She's really a good person. And at one time she killed that guy. What about the guy? What about the guy you killed? Yeah, sometimes you have a bad day and blow a hole in someone's chest and take their life. It really sucks when that happens. I'm gonna have to live with that, you know. All right, see you later. Go get some pizza. And the family's still without the loved one. And the loved one doesn't get to go on and, when you're 20, you do dumb shit. Then you look back when you're 25, 30, and you go, damn, man, I did some really dumb stuff. That's the beauty of life. You get older and you go, wow, I can't believe I did that dumb shit when I was 20. She took that from that young man. Everyone who's fortunate enough to live their lives lives long enough to be able to look back and say, what was I thinking, Johnson? Literally, what was I thinking? I wish I could go back and talk to the young me. He never gets to go back to talk to the young him because he is dead, because she killed him. And you cannot minimize that because someone cries or because people like her. Or she does a really hard job. That does not change. That's someone's son. Am I saying something crazy here, guys? Am I tripping? Am I missing something? You can't tell me in 2 years that 16 months is enough time. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at some other cases that Regina Chu oversaw. It's possible I'm wrong about her. Maybe she's always going light. Right? Let's look at some other cases. Nah, Brother Tim, you always free to go buck wild with pigs doing murder. But Shogun, I feel you. What I'm saying though, I want to see what she's done in the past, Shogun. So as promised, I took a look into Regina Chu's background to find out if she has a propensity for going light on convictions. It's back in 2019. Regina Chu heard a case of William Richards, 30-year-old man who apparently had a psychological break from reality. He believes for some reason that his friend killed his father and that the state was trying to cover it up. He attacks his friend with a shovel, hitting him in the back of the head and in the arms. It was brutal. He's tackled and restrained. His friend was injured but not killed. It turns out Mr. Richards' dad was not killed by his friend. Mr. Richards' dad had a heart attack. Mr. Richards' lawyer argued that Mr. Richards was mentally ill and should not be able to stand trial. Judge Chu said, if he's released, I don't know if he will be a danger to other people. So she gave him 9 years, Johnson. I'm seeing a pretty big disparity between how Mrs. Chu treats cops and how she treats regular citizens who do the wrong thing. Manslaughter does not mean that you meant to kill. The fact is, Daunte Wright is deceased because Kim Potter killed him. But if you think that 2 years for murder or wrongful death or manslaughter is sufficient, I don't know what world you're living in. Regina Chu is a horrible judge. This was a miscarriage of justice.
Officer Potter made a mistake that ended tragically. She never intended to hurt anyone. Her conduct cries out for a sentence significantly below